In a significant shift in defense policy, Estonian General Vahur Karus has announced that Estonia is ready to strike Russian territory if Moscow shows signs of preparing to attack NATO. During an interview with ERR, General Karus emphasized that Estonia's new strategy focuses on neutralizing threats before they strike, a major departure from the previous strategy of waiting for an attack. Before the war in Ukraine, Estonia's defense strategy was to hold off Russian aggression for 10 days until NATO reinforcements arrived. But with new threats emerging, this approach has changed. Karus underscored the vital role of NATO support, explaining that Estonia's forces are fully integrated into NATO's broader defense structure, with each ally assigned specific battle tasks and weaponry. Amid these changes, Russian President Vladimir Putin warned that if Ukraine uses NATO-provided long-range missiles to strike Russian territory, NATO would be directly involved in the conflict.
There is an attempt to double-talk, because we are not talking about allowing or prohibiting the Kyiv regime from striking Russian territory. It is already doing so using drones and other means. But when it comes to using long-range precision weapons of Western manufacture, it is a completely different story.
Putin further stated that the use of such weapons by Ukraine, with NATO intelligence support, would escalate the conflict into a broader war between Russia and NATO countries.
Flight assignments for these missile systems can, in fact, only be entered by military personnel of NATO countries. Ukrainian military personnel cannot do this. Therefore, we are not talking about allowing the Ukrainian regime to strike Russia with these weapons or not. We are talking about making a decision about whether NATO countries are directly involved in the military conflict or not.
As tensions rise, Estonia's new military stance underscores the growing readiness of NATO's eastern members to act preemptively, reflecting a major shift in the regional security landscape. With Russian forces heavily engaged in Ukraine and Estonia's new strategy in place, the Baltic nation is preparing for the possibility of more direct military engagement, raising the stakes for the entire region.